So guys, I thought I would finally film a van tour for you. We are currently parked up in my parents' driveway. We've had a few issues with the van and sort of getting into the swing of things, so they've so kindly let us crash for a bit. Obviously in the van but on the driveway, which means we have things like power and unlimited water, so really cool. So this is our 2010 Mercedes Sprinter long wheelbase. She's absolutely filthy because we've done a few road trips over winter with her. And we've just not had the energy to wash her. Indy's over here, so I'll take you inside. We kind of access it from the side door 9 times out of 10. It's going to be really difficult to actually get a good view of parts for you guys, so I'll kind of break it down. So as you walk in, this is the kind of cab area. It's unfinished. There are a few things that are unfinished in this van, but I just kind of thought we're never going to have it perfect. We were kind of waiting to get it perfect, and it's never going to be, you know, that's just not realistic. You know, you do get the full-timers who don't have to work and they have the money. Unfortunately, that's just not life for us folk, so I kind of thought, right, just do it. So at the moment, we kind of had this overhead storage area built to utilise like bedding and towels and stuff. Unfortunately, we chose not to insulate it, so it's really damp. It's something that in the summer we're going to work on and kind of line and what have you. But we just kind of put up this little decorative fake skull. Don't worry guys, it's not real. And this is our heating area at the moment. Our heater doesn't actually work. It is located down here behind the passenger seat. It's a diesel heater, runs off electric and obviously diesel, but when we went away on a trip just recently, it decided to start blowing out exhaust fumes, so that's great. So we've not been using that at the moment. We've been using this electric heater that my parents gave us, which is totally awesome but not economical in the slightest, so we try and not use it that much. But obviously with having a dog and everything, you can't just expect her to be the same temperature as us, so we do have to kind of keep it at a good temperature. This area, let me step out, is our toilet. Again, unfinished. We are going to build some shelves in there and a door. We have our portaloo, which is awesome. You know, you just need to shove a bit of disinfectant down it every now and again and empty it somewhere hygienic, like a toilet or a drain. We keep things like our wash bags and extra water in here if we ever go away. But yeah, the roof isn't finished. I mean, these are things that we're going to do as and when we please. I mean, they're just kind of aesthetic finishing touches. Again, with the cab area, it's pretty standard, pretty dirty. But, you know, we do have a dog and we go hiking and what have you. We did actually have a double seat here and we chose to take it out to obviously have that walkway, which, you know, is great when you're in the front of the van and you want to grab something, or for Indy to kind of walk back and forth. However, the flooring now has a gap, so eventually we'll find something that we can kind of utilise with that. When we're travelling, we do just kind of put down a pillow and some throws for Indy. The other issue that we have with the cab area is, as you can see, is condensation. We've tried everything. We've tried like sort of anti-moisture things you can get from like Home Bargains and stuff and what have you. They don't work. We've tried running the van every day with the heater in the front. That does work, but overnight it builds up again. So again, I think it's more to do with like the fact that it's hitting minus temperatures here at night at the moment, and inside we've got the heating on and we're breathing and stuff. So I mean, unless we stop breathing, it's not really going to get fixed. So, you know. Okay, so I'll take you over to our kitchen area, which is here. Again, we did have a rug down. We had like our sort of IKEA runner Moroccan style rug. But Indy had a little accident on it the other day, so that's getting cleaned and aired at the moment. A little improvement that we made just recently that you've probably seen on Instagram was our little ram head doorknobs. They were just from HomeSense. Oh, it almost fell off the step. And they've added a really nice touch. It did feel like we had to rush the finishing touches with the van. So it's been really nice just being able to kind of, as we've had a bit of money or found things in charity shops and on sale, just buy them and update the van to the aesthetic that we want. So here's our fully functioning sink area, and all these knives that we like to think we use and we don't. We use maybe one for cutting bread and stuff. The other thing is everything is stuck down with double-sided Gorilla Tape, which is awesome. Again, finishing touches are just things like sealing the sink and what have you, but apart from that it works really well. It's a good size for like doing dishes and stuff. And we actually got this on Gumtree or eBay. It was a cut off of somebody's kitchen. They were selling it for like 20 quid, and I would eventually love everything to be like wood, and so would Kyle, but we kind of thought, well, this doesn't need treated, you know, it's ready to go, so we just chose this. But it works really well, you know, we've kind of kept all the different looks and brought them together. Again, fruit bowl stuck down. We've got some of our favourite pictures. We had this from when we lived here at my parents' house. You know, the Grand Canyon and the American deserts and national parks is something that we really want to do and explore one day. Until then, we'll just have to look at this nice little picture. But we got these from a beautiful shop in Edinburgh on Coburn Street. I can't remember what it's called. And these are just some really inexpensive IKEA frames. They're like 80 pence or something. So that just finishes it off really well. And then one thing I really wanted to do with the van was the overhead storage. We initially were just going to have it all cupboards like this. And I kind of thought, you know, it just seems a bit blocked off. It seems very kind of bold and brashy, so I wanted to have some open shelving, which was really simple to make. You know, you just added a bit of wood and then painted it, and we can keep things like all our jars and spices and just quick grab things. And then over here is all just our current books and diaries and stationery and stuff. So yeah, I mean, this van isn't perfect, and we've kind of grown to love that about it. You know, it's nothing that you can create the first time round is going to be perfect unless you have endless time and money, which is a massive factor when building a van. We learned that the hard way, and we're still kind of recovering. We will be recovering from that for a long time. But part of our van life was so we didn't have to pay rent and pay money into something that wasn't an investment or an asset. So, you know, it's taken us a bit of time to get on our feet, and we're still not quite there, but we will get there, and we'll be reaping the benefits from that in a few years to come. So we're excited for that. I have to add that this is not a solid functional feature in the van. We obviously, as we are parked in my parents' driveway, we were kind of thinking, right, let's watch some movies and stuff, and we were watching them on the laptop, downloading them off Netflix, but everywhere has shit Wi-Fi when you're not paying for it. So we thought, well, we've got loads of DVDs that we can watch, or we can just go to like CEX or something and buy some. Excuse me. And so basically that's just on a little board at the moment, and we can just swivel that round and watch that in bed. We've got my nice whistling kettle, which I do love. I got this from Amazon. It was like £8 or something. And under there we have our double chrome stove, which we've not been using at the moment as we don't have a massive gas canister. Again, it's just money and finding the time to install these things. We've kind of got a bit distracted with life lately, and a lot's been going on in our family life, so we've not really had the energy to put into like finishing things off. So under here, I'll not really like bore you with the deets, but it's just our water tank, things like tissues and wipes. We use so many disinfectant wipes. I wipe the counter and the floor like 3 times a day. Because of Indy, you know, the floor does get really dirty really quickly, and I cannot stand like standing on flooring that's dirty. It just does my head in. And that's just our fridge. It's not actually plugged in or anything at the moment, so we just store things like pasta and, you know, that kind of stuff. It's just our cutlery, and in there is a ton of mess. It's just our portable gas hob at the moment, Indy's food and things like that. So over this side was a little bit of a nothingy area. It's unfinished as well. Initially, when we were moving into the van, we thought we'll need to have Indy's crate. You can see we just kind of use it for everything. Indy will need her crate in the van, obviously, just to keep her safe and feeling safe when we're not there, which is a rare occasion, but we were just kind of trying to take all the correct procedures, or whatever it's called, precautions, that's it, to make sure that she felt happy and safe. However, she's really well behaved in the van, and she's so relaxed, and she's never any bother. It's only recently that we stripped the sofas and she kind of tore up the foam, but we don't want to talk about that, it's too soon, it hurts too much. Yeah, so at the moment this is just a decorative kind of throw everything in hideaway. But you know, we will organise that. We were actually talking about stripping that out and creating a full length kind of storage shelving area with a door, just for things like shoes and clothes that you need every day, because a lot of our clothes, apart from like pants and socks and stuff which are stored up here, are stored under here, and it's really, like, it gets boring really quick, you know, having to like move the bed, and then even when the sofas are down, they're quite heavy, and it's just a pain in the arse. So I would love to just have something that I can quickly access, yeah, you know the word, things that I need, like shoes and leggings and stuff. I'll shut this door because I'll let you guys see this. So this is a sliding door. We actually haven't finished it, obviously, as you can see. Again, it's just been a time aspect. We added in this tinted window. This didn't have a window. There was no windows in the van at the side of the back. So we were like, right, we really want windows, you know, it's a living space, light's really important. However, what we didn't kind of take into consideration was that when you live somewhere like a town or a city, tinted windows are crucial because you need privacy and safety. You don't want people to be able to see in and see all your lovely, you know, home goods and what have you. So unfortunately, we have sacrificed natural light. I mean, when the sun does hit, it does come through, but I've really felt it. You know, I've felt that I've not had natural light in my home, and I'm like, oh my God, I just miss the sunlight. But, you know, once summer comes, it will be a lot easier to kind of get light, and we can have the doors open wherever we're parked, and, you know, if it's secluded. Unfortunately, again, if we're not as lucky as some of the van lifers who maybe live on the road and can go to like quiet woodland areas or like the desert and stuff, we are city van lifers at the moment, and we're full-time working van lifers, so this is like a real home on wheels that we can't just enjoy as a holiday home. But we'll get there, like I say, and we just adapt, you know, we just live and adapt. This area will be cladded just like this, maybe put a bit of insulation or expanding foam down the bottom. This little stepping area is really cool because you can brush your feet. I kind of just store some of Indy's toys and stuff, and laundry and whatever just ends up on the floor. And then I've got like a little cheap draft excluder down the bottom, well, at night and things. I'm trying to think what else to speak about. So also, obviously the van was green, but I painted this with some metal paint. I just kind of thought white is really going to bring it out. You know, not a hell of a lot goes with kind of that emerald green in such a small space. It's such a dark colour. So I just painted the areas that we would see in white. And then round the edges here, I used some Hessian fabric and just some Trim Fix glue. Sprayed it down, it went down a treat, and then we just put the frame round it as well. And, you know, there are things that we would have probably have done differently if we had the luxury of time, but we were really stuck on a 3-month time limit. So again, it was a case of let's get this up and we can fix it at a later date. So yeah, and up there is our very expensive extractor fan, but very important for a full-time van. You know, when you're cooking, cleaning, even making a pot of tea, you know, it's going to create steam. Steam then can create damp. So, you know, it's been really important. Hold on, Indy. Come on, have you brought your ball? Right, just stay in here just now so I know where you are. And then we've got our spotlights up here, which we actually don't need. We maybe only use one at a time because they're really bright and you don't want to waste battery life. What else? This is our bed. It's a super king size bed made out of orthopedic memory foam. Obviously you can go a lot more budget than that. We thought, as we were going to be living in here and both of us have pretty bad backs, we needed to invest a bit of money in good foam. It's 6-inch thick, 5-inch normal foam, well, memory, and 1-inch orthopaedic. And it is really comfortable once it's set up. And we've obviously got our brush cotton sheets. Bed sheets get really cold in here. So brush cotton was definitely the way forward because it doesn't ever feel kind of damp and cold. I'm trying to think what else to talk about. Our clothes and everything just up here, and then this is our sort of back window door area. Our little pillow from my brother and his missus for Christmas. It was really thoughtful. We do like a Secret Santa at Christmas, and I knew that we would be difficult because we said to everyone like not to get us stuff because we don't have anywhere to put stuff. So like vouchers or, you know, like pictures or whatever, and a pillow is exactly what we needed just to finish off that area. So yeah, apart from that, I mean, it's just moving forward, you know, we want to get little things sort of updated and fixed and kind of finished off to be perfect. But, you know, we are really getting into the swing of it, and yeah, it's coming together pretty well. We've had loads of teething issues, things like the heater, the van battery dies quite a lot because we're not necessarily driving it. Kyle has his work van that he takes to work, and I'm here at home at the moment, and we have tried to sort of, I'm such an amateur at this bloody movie shit, but we have tried to keep the van running, but it just seems to not run enough, so we need to really fix that and kind of get into the habit of running the van. But yeah, apart from that, there's nothing really. I mean, the main thing that we have learned from this van build is that time is of the essence. Like, we really were rushed, and we worked on this endlessly every day for 3 months straight. After work, you know, working to the early hours of the morning, we had a lot of help from our good friends Dan and Talia, and obviously Kyle was the main builder, but it really was a really hard time, and a time that we are in no rush to do again. You know, one day we would like to build another van, but we're in no rush to sort of start again. But it's been so worth it. You know, the feeling of just being able to get up and go. Like, there's been a few weekends and over the Christmas break we were like, do you want to just go away? And we don't need to pack. Everything is here. Like, and then, you know, if we wanted to ever kind of relocate anywhere abroad or whatever, it's just a case of getting Indy's visa sorted and our kind of visas and everything sorted and going. Like, you don't need to worry about, you know, selling your stuff and, you know, sorting out rent and finances. It's great. So yeah, I mean, it's been difficult, really challenging, a load of teething issues, and it's certainly not as easy as a lot of van lifers make it out to be, I'll tell you that for sure. And especially when you live somewhere cold. You know, it's nice when you live in fucking Arizona or something and you don't have to work and you have your beautiful van. Nothing against those people, you know, they've done it right, you know, they've had the money, they've had the time. But I would like to think that we've been really real in this build, and, you know, you guys have followed us along the way on social media. I'm just looking at something weird. And yeah, we've been really grateful for the support, and hopefully, now that you guys have seen the van, if we ever like need any help or tips or even just places to go, you guys can help us out. So yeah, thank you, and I hope you enjoyed our little van tour. Indy has an itchy neck. Are you saying bye, Indy? No, okay.